Hello everyone, this is Peggy Shannon-Baker. I'm here with another video about the 7th edition APA style guidelines and how to use Microsoft Word styles to help you match and master those APA style guidelines. I have here an example document that I created for a doctoral course that I teach on qualitative research, and you can see in this document that I don't really follow APA styles. I've got different colors, I've got these huge headings, single spacing, I've got some footers in different places. There's a lot going on in this document. This is meant to be an example of a kind of paper that you might already have written, but it's not currently formatted using APA 7th edition style guidelines. So now I'm going to walk us through how to use the Microsoft Word styles formatting that you can find up here. You might be able to tell from my screen that I'm using a PC version of Microsoft Word. You might have a Mac version, so the layout is going to look a bit differently, but hopefully you can still find styles. I'm also using the Microsoft Office 365 version of Word. You might have a slightly older version, but you should still be able to find styles here. The first thing that I want us to do in a paper that's already been reformatted or formatted in a different style is to start from the normal styles here. If normal doesn't show up in this quick taskbar here, you can click this button to show some more styles, and if you don't find it here, you can also click on this option here, Apply Styles, which will list a whole lot of different styles that you could use in your paper. You could also choose to keep this this sidebar window open, but I actually prefer this one up here, which is much quick and easy for me to get to. To change the heading formatting that you see in this style option, right-click and then choose to modify or update the normal based on what you've selected. Now, let's say, for example, I've already taken the time to reformat this paragraph, let's say to be double-spaced, not to have italics, and let's say I've decided that this is correct APA 7th edition style formatting for normal paragraphs. I could choose Update Normal to match this selection that I already have. Now you might see that some of my headings jumped and changed a little bit. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But I'm going backwards. I'm undoing what I just did. Let's imagine I didn't take the time yet to try to make my changes by hand. Another way to change the normal formatting is to right-click and go to Modify. The style for the normal paragraph should be based on normal. If you're using other formatting, it might have said something else, but go back to normal. This means that anything that's built on normal will be based on normal. This will become important, especially for the other headings. In my other video, I talked about how I like to always use Times New Roman and 12-point style font. You can go to the APA 7th edition style guidelines to see what other kinds of fonts you can use. Since this is a normal paragraph, we're not going to have any kind of bolding, italics, or underlining. We do want to make sure that it's left justified and double-spaced. This would be if we wanted to make it single-spaced. Now, if my paragraph didn't already have an indentation, I could go down here to Format and click Paragraph. You'll notice that I also have an option to look at even more font styles, tabs, borders, text effects, and so on. We're going to focus just on the paragraph. I'm making sure that I have the first line indented by 1/2 inch and that I'm using double spacing. This gives you a little bit of a preview. Let's click OK. Now, another important element down here is currently it's saying it's only going to change this document. If you've never used styles before in Word, or if you didn't follow my other video about how to set this up automatically for new templates, you should click this option here, that new documents are going to be based on this template. Then click OK. Now you can see nothing really has changed here, so we'll have to click normal again. If you told it just to use the only for this document, it might have changed it. Otherwise, if it doesn't apply the style that you want, just click this up here. Now let's go in descending order to the different heading levels. This is the title for the paper. It's the assessment guidelines for a particular project that the students do in this class. Currently, it's set to use the title style, but I want it to be heading 1. Now, even in heading 1, this is not following APA 7th edition style guidelines. So this means we're going to have to go in and right-click and modify and adjust the settings that are here to match the APA 7th edition style guidelines. The first thing we need to double check is that it's actually based on the normal style. This means it will automatically change the font style, the sizing, and the spacing to match what you set up already in normal. So you can see how starting with the normal style first is very helpful. So it's in Times New Roman, and for the formatting for level 1, it needs to be centered, which can be clicked here, bolded, and with title case heading, meaning all the major words are capitalized, which you can see I just did that by hand here. Now I want to go to my paragraph just to double check that I don't have any extra indentation, I don't have any extra spacing. That shouldn't happen since you're basing it on the normal style, and the normal style did not have those. Again, you can choose only this document or choose this one, new documents, based on this template if you want to make sure to save this template for future use. So you can tell that by clicking only this document, it automatically changed this to a heading 1. Now I want to go to some heading 2. You can see my heading 2 here. It's got a giant font at 18 with Calibri. I need to make it match the rest of my paper. So I want to make sure that my style is based again on the normal formatting. Now you can see it didn't change the size, so I have to make sure to double check that. We're in level 2 APA 7th edition styling, so this should be flush left, check. Oh wait, we have a space here, we have an indentation, so we need to go to paragraph and remove this indentation. It needs to be bolded and using title case heading. I also have it here double spaced. Again, make the choice about will it only be this document or all future documents based on this template. And then it automatically changes this. Now this document or this section here, it does recognize it as normal, but since I made the normal changes to my template and not just to this document, I need to click this again to apply that to this paragraph here. Now let's go down here to what might be considered a level 3 heading. Now if I apply level 3, it changes it, but it changes it to a formatting that doesn't really apply to APA 7th edition. So let's go in and modify that as well. You can see it's already based on normal, but it didn't use the right font or even the right color. So we're going to have to go in and change that manually here and here. Now level 3 heading format for APA 7th edition is flush left. So we need to remove this indentation here. There should be no extra spacing, so I'm going to remove that as well. It should be both bold and italics. That is new from the 6th to the 7th edition. And again, title case heading, which means the major words should be capitalized, which you can see I don't currently have that formatting. So I would need to go back in and make sure that these use title case heading. Then I could do the same with this. Now I can just click the third. Again, I'd have to change each of these to use title case heading capitalization. In the APA 7th edition, they also go through levels 4 and 5 for heading styles. I'm going to leave that up to you. You can see that I have the option here. You can also search for them. But hopefully this video has helped show you how to make changes to a pre-existing document to ensure that your formatting matches APA 7th edition. And I've shown you how to do that using Microsoft Styles. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, and check out my other videos about APA formatting.